Good morning, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue podcast. I'm here today because we just got a new trailer released for Jupiter's Legacy from on Netflix, based on the work of Mark Miller and oh, geez, I just had his name and Frank Wiley. Mark Miller and Frank Wiley from Image Comics. So, as some as you may know, Mark Miller a few years ago signed a deal with Netflix where they purchased the imprint Millarworld, which pretty much encompasses all the works that Mark Miller has put out as comic books since, after a few things. Most of his independent work, as all these titles normally belong to the creators. Um, if you're not familiar with Mark Miller or with the comics, he's worked on a lot of pretty big stories for both Marvel and DC. On the DC side, we have Superman Red Sun, which is the retelling of what if Superman had landed in Russia or in the USSR at the time. Um, but on the Marvel side, we have stories like Old Man Logan, Civil War, things that we've seen come to the big screen, and at least in name, if anything. But we also have other movies that were from Mark Miller, like Kick-Ass. That's something that he created or co-created with John Romita Jr. Um, we also have what's it called the Secret Service movies. Oh, geez, I forget with Edgerton. Uh, the Golden Key, maybe. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. Those spy movies that we keep getting a few made of. But so after in 2015, Miller World was acquired by Netflix, which makes a lot of sense because Netflix really what they're looking for is to expand their own library with original content, and what better original content than something from an independent public creator. So I'm pretty much I'm looking forward to this because this is going to be the first work from Millarworld to actually go through Netflix, because some of the other stuff was already pre-signed to other deals. Um, I don't know much about Jupiter's Legacy. I know it's superheroes. I know it's Mark Miller. I know it's Frank Wiley, and like personally, I'm sold on that idea. Not enough that I haven't. I just haven't visited the comics, but I do want to. Like, it's something that I do want to do. When I read that they were doing the adaptation, I was gonna treat it like the way I do a lot of my anime and manga, where I'll watch the adaptation first and then go back and read the original material. I feel like sometimes when you do it the other way around, because the original material is better, um, sometimes it can be harsh on the adaptation. So let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer and find out what is Jupiter's Legacy. What's it all about? Here we go.
Don't you remember the island and what we had to do to earn these powers?
Oh, that's cool.
90 years. 90 years. What do we have to show for it?
We've made a difference, show.
What was Dad like when he was younger?
Nothing ever rattled him faster.
The man I knew was never at home when I was a kid. Too busy saving the world.
Kingsman girl is missing.
Brandon, Chloe, everything you do is a reflection on this family. You have to be the ideal.
No one can live up to the ideal. Not even Dad.
They're not even close to being ready. And I'm doing everything I can to keep this family from falling apart.
Well, it's not working.
It used to be that you protect your country. They call you a hero.
The world is changing. So I guess we're gonna have to change with it.
I don't know whether I can do this anymore. You do the right thing, somebody dies. You do the wrong thing, somebody dies.
So what would you do if you were the one calling the shots?
May 7th. It's pretty soon. Wow. As you may be able to tell from the dumb look of my face, I love seeing superheroes in like live action stuff. Um, so yeah, this looks awesome. I get a little bit of the story here. Uh, it kind of seems like there's a we're gonna explore these characters, but also kind of like the consequences of like the next generation and the implications of being the sons of superheroes. I did read somewhere that the comic was originally supposed to be named Jupiter's Children. Um, Maybe Jupiter, although the that's not the name of the main hero. So I pulled up the cast here. So Josh Duhamel portrays Sheldon Sampson, aka the Utopian, um, who is they're all part of this group called the Union. Leslie Bibb is Grace Sampson, aka Lady Liberty, who is Sheldon's wife, who appears to be they're the parents of both of the people we saw there. Um, their kids, which I guess are Chloe Sampson and Brandon Sampson, portrayed by Elena Campores and Andrew Horton, respectively. Then we have Ben Daniels as Walter Sampson, who's Josh Duhamel's older brother in the series. Mike Wade is Fitz Small, who, aka the Flare, described as one of the most valued members of the Union, which that's interesting. And then we have Matt Lehner as George Hutchin, aka Skyfox, who's one of his closest allies. We also have Tyler Main as Blackstar, Anna Akana as Reiku, who looks really cool. Very much a feel of the DC's Katana. If you saw that, with the sword and everything. And then Tanika Davis as Petra, who is Fitz's daughter. So yeah, this looks super super cool. Uh, Let me scroll through the video real quick. I like I like the visuals of the team getting their powers and go back and retelling that. I also really appreciate the makeup on everyone, like from their younger to their older selves. Um, I think they did a very good job with casting. Uh, I like Josh Duhamel, like his some of the stuff and his, he was normally for me one of the more fun parts of like the Transformers movies and stuff like that. And if anybody ever watched the show Las Vegas, although it was not the best show or hasn't aged super well, like I still found it very interesting. His character was very charming. Uh, you can also tell there's a lot of money in this show. Netflix really put a lot of money into like the production value here. Uh, we've seen what HBO can do. We've seen what Amazon can do with The Boys. We know what the CW does with all those superhero properties. So the bar's been set pretty high as far as like you need to make your show feel different, look different, um, make it appealing because right now we are super saturated with superheroes in the market, right? So like you have to make yourself stand out somehow. Like you have to make your show stand out. And Netflix has done pretty well with comic book properties. I think Umbrella Academy would probably be their biggest success on that front. So I'm definitely, God, I really love the difference between their younger and older selves, it's very good. Like the makeup team is very good. I'm interested in seeing more into the exploration of the kids, well, the kids, but they're pretty much adults. And then kind of just the world building because I don't know much about this. I think one of the coolest things about superheroes is the actual world building and the implications of how that superhero world works. We see the world of Invincible is way different than anything we see on this DC or CW shows, which is very different to like the world of Kick-Ass, where people don't really have powers and stuff like that. Um, the also we saw that it was Kingsman that I was trying to talk to about earlier. The other comic. So yeah, this looks very cool. So like I said, Mark Miller has a bunch of other projects under the Millarworld imprint, which looks like Netflix will probably be moving. I know they're working on a Magic Order series. I believe. I don't know if it's Netflix or somebody else has the rights before the acquisition. Uh, Personally, there's a comic book named Huck. It's called Huck, where it's kind of like this dude that's just very well-meaning, but he just wants to do good deeds, uh, like going around the world, but he also has superpowers. It really feels like that would be a good show. But let me know in the comments below what Miller World or any comic, but specifically for this topic, what Miller World property would you like to see adapted by Netflix next? Or if there's something that you've seen that it's in the works that we may not be aware about, let us know. Like I said, this looks super cool. I love it. May be a reason for me to get Netflix again. I was gonna do it whenever it came down for Army of the Dead, which I believe that's at the end of April, anyways. But I may be getting Netflix back pretty soon, anyways. Yeah, that's May 21st. So I may get it a little bit earlier just to watch this Jupiter's Legacy. So, well, anyways, thanks for watching. As always, we are still on our way to 100 subscribers. So check below for instructions on our giveaway. Once we get to 100, we'll pick somebody from the comments and any of our videos after March 15th that subscribed to our show. So please share, like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. And then until next time, thanks for watching. Peace.